What's going on, Paisano? V here, coming at you guys. Well, with another video today. I got a bit of a market watch for this video, but I also want to talk about the events that Konami is postponing, realistically canceling because of the virus going. So as you guys already know, the YCS Charlotte is already postponed. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna give you the whole breakdown. If you haven't seen my other video about the virus, check it out on the channel. It's 2 or 3 videos ago I talked about the virus and everything about it, and what I thought Konami should do, and what I still think Konami should do. We're gonna talk about the market in this video and talk about the cards that are being affected by the faith Yu-Gi-Oh players have within the Dual Overload set, as well as us entering into Master 05 and how that all impacts the game and the ban list and all this happening in this video. And if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below while you still can. Listen, I talked about it before about YCS Charlotte or Yu-Gi-Oh events and what I thought about in that video. I talked about how Konami should have a screening process in place for players, a bit of a safety measure. You know, when people used to steal a lot of bags and cards and deck boxes at Yu-Gi-Oh events, what Konami did was they started having security checkpoints. Or we used to get bans you had to wear in and out, or you couldn't enter, and they would have police there as an extra layer of security. And stuff is still getting stolen, but the amount of things that were stolen went down drastically. Well, in the case of this virus, it'd be the same kind of situation, but with virus checkpoint. Now, is it going to stop you from getting the virus at a Yu-Gi-Oh event? Of course not. But it will limit heavily the amount of that chances of you getting it. I think Yu-Gi-Oh players were still looking forward to going to the YCS despite all that was happening. And I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players still want to go to YCS despite all that's happening, as well as regionals, we'll get to in this video. With that said, YCS is currently postponed in Charlotte. I'm going to be honest with you guys, 100% as it's been this whole time. I'm not going to fearmonger you guys. I'm just going to talk to you straight about what is going to be happening in the next days, weeks, and months. This virus is not going to go away tomorrow. It's going to be here more than likely to the end of the year, and we're not even seeing the worst part of the virus yet right now. This is a fact. This isn't a maybe. This ain't a possibility. We haven't seen the worst part about this virus. The economy's in a real downturn, so it's going to be a buyer's market if you have the money to buy. A lot of values are going to be declining, not just in Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but in everything. You go into your store shelves, evidently, when there's a virus out, people are somehow really concerned about wiping their butts instead of grabbing things that are important, like ibuprofen, which you should be getting. This is very important to grab. Anyway, looking at future Konami events like the YCS Hartford coming up, as well as YCS Pasadena, more than likely Konami will, I don't know about Pasadena, it's a little bit too far away, but I do think they will cancel that event. But I'm almost positive YCS Hartford will be canceled. Do not, repeat, do not buy plane tickets or hotels. Now, if you're like me and you bought a plane ticket to YCS Charlotte, as well as already paid for your hotel for YCS Charlotte, here's what you do. And this is what I did, and it does work. It sounds mean, and it is mean. But if you want your money, because some hotels won't give it to you, this is what you have to say. Call your local hotel, whether you did it on, I did it on hotels.com, you call their customer service, or directly to the hotel company, and tell them that you are in self-quarantine, as you might think you have the virus. You will still go down there though, but you are in self-quarantine with like a refund, and they will refund. I mean, I was on the phone all morning up until I said that exact statement. They weren't going to refund me. The minute I called back for like the 10th time and said, I'm in self-quarantine, there's no way I can make it down there, magically my refunds happen like that. I haven't called the airport, and if you're trying to call an airport, you're gonna have a huge problem with that because everything's backed up. Wait till we get more than a couple of days of you actually flying out, and then they'll probably patch you through it. I'm going through American Airlines, and that's basically what I'm gonna be doing. Anyway, that's as far as happenings with YCS Charlotte. It's currently postponed, but it's going to be canceled. Let's just call it for what it is. This event is not going to happen. Konami said they might postpone it and might put it to a later date. The virus is only going to get worse. That means the amount of restrictions that our government, our states, and our even local governance is going to be putting on us is going to be that much more heavier. We saw in other places that them being quarantined. Once again, I'm not saying that we can be quarantined. I'm not saying it's not an option though. But what I am saying is we're going to see more restrictions. I know in Ohio, as far as the upcoming regionals that's happening in the Columbus regionals, we just got confirmation today that it's not happening. The convention center said since usually get 400-600 players, they're going to be canceling the event. So if you guys don't know, in certain areas, what's going to be happening is if you get over 250 people in a certain area, they're going to cancel whatever event that is. So if you got a regionals that can't hit those numbers, it's more than likely going to be canceled. Look at your regionals right now. Where is it? Look at your regionals right now. It's not showing any cancellations. But if you have a regionals this weekend or next weekend, go online, find out who the company running it, and find them on Facebook and contact them. Ask them. It's going to annoy them, but you'll be able to get confirmation up to see what's going on, whether your regionals are happening or not. So if you're looking to go to Columbus like I was, it's not going to happen. So I can't go to Columbus, can't go to Charlotte. More than likely, you're not going to be able to go to Hartford. We're not going to see anything in Master Rule 5. And that really beckons the question for anybody out there who's interested in the market like I am. What's going to happen in Master Rule 5? Well, to be honest with you, we're probably going to be getting a ban list by up and around the time Master Rule 5. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we get the ban list on April 1st, as well as the initial release of Master Rule 5. Up and all around that kind of date. We're going to get a lot of changes on the ban list. And everyone's sitting there going, well, this is great. I mean, we'll get Dual Overload, we'll get Master Rule 5, we'll get a ban list, we'll be ready. Not really. Here's why this isn't as good as some of you might think, and this is why the market is acting the way it's doing. If you look at other market watch channels, I'm not sure if they address this or not. The market is not confident in meta-relevant cards. And we are seeing values drop for some of these cards, whereas other Yu-Gi-Oh players are holding on to other cards that do have value. And I'll get to that explanation of why that's happening in a bit. But the reason why the meta-relevant cards are dropping in value because we're about to have a huge shift in the meta. Not only the ban list, which definitely makes the market not spend as much, but because of a new game mechanic, Master Rule 5 is being re-implemented, because Master Rule 3 except links and pendulums, and we're seeing the market go down even much more or less for that. So the market's going down twice, basically. Then we get in YCS Charlotte, which should have put more confidence within the market, because Yu-Gi-Oh players would have had a good idea what is meta-relevant post-Dual Overload, which Yu-Gi-Oh players are now not really confident about, and Dual Overload is just going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower in value because pre-orders, the set being released early, and the fact that there's no confidence in that set, because why buy into the set? We're gonna have a new balance and new Master Rule, but because also we are seeing no meta relevance play because of the YCS, which would have made Yu-Gi-Oh players excited and confident about the current meta cards coming out. Being the fact that we're not getting a YCS, and more than likely we're not going to be having that many regionals, what we're going to see is the market just keep going lower and lower. Yu-Gi-Oh players not dumping money into the market. What's that going to do to anyone who's a vendor? Well, they're going to still be competitive with each other. They want your dollar. And what they're going to be doing, very simply, is they're going to be competing still for your money, lowering the prices as nobody buys it. If I'm selling you this chapstick at $5 and nobody's buying it, and you come around and you go, the chapstick's $4.50, what do I have to do? I have to lower my price lower than your $4.50, or else I'm not gonna be able to sell my $5 chapstick, will I? So I'll make the chapstick $4.25. And nobody's still buying? You want money, don't you? You're gonna be competitive against me, and you're gonna make it $4. So what just happened? The chapstick lowered it by $1 because nobody wanted it. That's what's happening with the meta with cards like in Dual Overload, and more than likely that's gonna continue happening in the game with anything meta relevant moving forward. So looking at the balance until we get a balance, which will put a little bit of more hype into the game, which will increase the values of cards within the game, that will only be waterless unless we have actual events. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have any prize support. There's no pro plays being floated around by this game. If there's no confidence in this game, if Konami is postponing and then eventually, which more likely is going to happen, canceling YCS Charlotte, there's going to be no confidence in Yu-Gi-Oh players traveling to YCS Hartford. You see a trickle-down effect happening right here, or because of the virus is happening. And once again, this is not Konami's fault. They should have addressed this a long time ago, to be honest with you. And they should have put securities in place for these events. I really think they should do that, rather than just go, we'll postpone it. And then everybody there with a plane ticket that's evidently non-refundable, hotels that have a no refund policy, that then now they have to argue for and say things like, hey, hotel, I have a virus. There's just things that you just gotta look at and just go, well, that sucks, but that is the reality of the situation. Anyway, so that's what's happening. The market will see an uptick during the balance release, and then we will see an even heavier downtick than we are currently seeing right now, due to the fact that we were not going to see any mainstream events happening, whether it be regionals, big regionals. If you're in Nebraska, you could go. By the way, hold on a second. If you're in Nebraska, maybe I will travel to your. I have a regional bug, and I have to itch it. I might travel to your regionals, because you guys probably get less than 250 players, more than likely. And yeah, I'll check it out. But anyway, looking at like a YCS event, that's probably not going to happen. I don't know about Pasadena, but we do know the virus is only going to get worse. More people are going to get sick and infected, And that's the reality of the situation. Now, I'll give you a little sugar with the salt. What we're going to be seeing is a lot of people get sick, recover, and then become immune by their natural immunities to this virus. Okay? And if you're naturally immune to the virus, you are in a good position. The virus is about as bad as a flu. It's going to be a summer flu, basically, and you should be okay. If you have any pre-existing conditions, like if you have an inhaler, have asthma, that can be pretty bad. And if you have diabetes, just add that on. If you're overweight, add that on. If you're a paisano, take all those off because you're going to be magically healed. But there's still so many things that can happen. And of course, if you do have this, you must go into self-quarantine for 2 weeks. It's just things that you almost common sense at this point. Washing hands with sanitizer and soap is always good, but this virus spreads by the air out of your mouth. And don't worry if you do like this and breathe that way, it doesn't matter. The virus ain't like a bad taste of like food in your mouth. Within 6 feet, within a 360 degrees angle, all around basically, you can affect other people. 4 extra feet, people have a chance of getting affected, and so on and so forth. So I just think that you guys just need to be alert to the information that's happening. It's gonna get a lot worse, but we will get through it basically. There will be more people, unfortunately, that will be dying from this virus, but once again, majority of them, if not all of them, will be having pre-existing medical condition. So I just want to throw that out there for you guys, give you the whole rundown about this virus, give you the whole situation about what's going on. It's bad, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could be. The virus hasn't mutated, which is a good thing, actually, because mutating viruses make just life a lot worse. Imagine being at the end of the year, we're about to have a new vaccine, and then, mutation. Well, start from scratch again. So at least we're not going to be dealing with that at the moment. I will say, I would love to see Konami just go up and start running events again. I would love to go to Yu-Gi-Oh events. I know a lot of you guys more than likely would like to, or at least see the deck list from these top 2 contending events. And I think we all would. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that for a while. I think Konami is going to continue to postpone events and until they eventually cancel them. And I think a lot of places that are be running regions are going to be doing the same thing, whether it be them doing it by themselves or them doing it because the local government. In the case of Shadow Realm Games, I'm more than likely thinking it's the local government at home where you can't have an area of more than 250 people and they're getting locked down. So that's going to be a situation that's going to be happening. Don't panic, don't freak out. Like I said in my previous video, acknowledge the situation and with a level head move forward within it. That's it. It's that simple. I hope a lot of you guys are do okay. I hope a lot of you guys do not get infected with the virus. They are estimating up to 400, conservatively estimating within the United States, 400,000 infections, not death, which still is, it's terrible, it's annoying, but once again, you're not going to die from it. Try to maintain, limit contact with the people, of course, and have proper hygiene, which is hard to say because this is a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but do what you can, okay? And hopefully, like I said, guys, I think you guys will be a lot better off just not trying to interact with a lot of people. I know we're all Yu-Gi-Oh players and we like to go and grab a deck and go to locals. I'm personally about to head to my locals, to be 100% honest with you guys. But just be cautious of who you play against, who you play near. It's that simple. I just, once again, I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, we need to band together instead of just scream and argue and worry or pretend this virus is not that bad or whatever it is. We just band together and let's communicate with each other. I mean, we have a community within Yu-Gi-Oh players across the planet, let alone this country. And if we communicate about what's going on, it'd be a lot easier. Communication's as simple as, hey man, listen, just want to give you guys a heads up. This locals in this area had someone that did come sick with the virus. This locals over here had someone who is now under self-quarantine pending virus test results. Let's get that kind of communication going. Let's alert each other to that, because that's very important information that could help a lot of other Yu-Gi-Oh players. Okay, let's work towards that. I'm very serious. I really would love to see that more interaction happen. Now, let's get to the second part of this video, which is the market watch. I'll tell you right now, once again, there's not a lot of enthusiasm as there was a week ago in Duel Overload. I think Konami shot themselves on the foot in many ways with Duel Overload. One, by allowing content creators to post Duel Overload spoilers. Don't get me wrong, I love spoilers. I think spoilers are great. I love seeing cards before anyone else can, and you guys as well. I know we all love doing it. The bad part about spoilers is the market pre-orders murder the price of the spoilers. Think of it this way, if I give you a Christmas present and I give it to you 2 weeks early and show you what it is, and I go, I'll give you this on Christmas, and I wrap it in a box, they're not going to be excited. Day before Christmas, I go, hey, just want to let you know, get ready to go snowboarding. And then Christmas Day, you go snowboarding, you'll be a little more excited. And what Konami did was basically show us our Christmas presents weeks in advance, which is, once again, a horrible business move by the company. Yu-Gi-Oh players are so excited and pre-ordering, but I guarantee you, anybody that has seen the full spoiler list is no longer pre-ordering this product. This is a phenomenal product, and I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna try to grab my case myself, double for this channel. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would buy a box or two, more than likely just buy the rest in singles. The most expensive card in Dual Overload, Crystal Needle Fiber, costs 1 box of Dual Overload. Why would you buy a case? There's no reason. This second most expensive card, Predator Plant Verde Anaconda, with a $22 market price, is about $21. These prices are going lower. Look at my market watch yesterday. You can see the difference of the prices of Dual Overload on the 2 most expensive cards being less than 2 boxes of Dual Overload. That's how crazy it is. You get $300, take that $200, put it in the cards you need for your deck, and then invest it in the rest of the cards within the market, because there is still value to be invested into Dual Overload. I firmly believe it. But do not buy sealed product. If you're buying sealed product at this point with Dual Overload, you're just saying to yourself and to everybody else, I just want to have fun opening new product. And I don't blame you. It's super fun opening new product. But this is going to be open at a loss. Realize you're not going to make your money back. Not every box of Dual Overload is going to contain a Crystal Needle Fiber. Not every box is going to contain a Predator Plant Verde Anaconda. Not every box is going to contain an Infinite Permits. That'd be amazing if they did, but they're not going to. The ratio is going to be very low, and the amount of money you'll be able to get back is going to be even lower. Once again, these are pre-order prices, and these are not the prices on release date. There's a vast difference between release date prices and pre-order prices. Pre-order prices will always be lower, for the most part, with very small differences. But for the most part, pre-order prices will always be lower than the actual price points, and these price points are already low as is. So the value of this set is dirt cheap. This set will be easy to get. And if I was you guys out there watching this video right now, looking to buy Dual Overload, if you want to buy, by the way, use my TCG Player link. But don't buy it now. Wait, the value is continuing to drop. It's going lower and lower. Crystal Needle Fiber was $35, $35 when the set was first drawn to the market. It's down $5, doing nothing. Once again, it's a competitive market. How much you want for this? Give me 35. Another guy comes out of nowhere, it's like, bro, give me 34 and I got you. Another guy comes out of nowhere, screw that guy, I'll give me 33. The market is fighting itself on pre-orders, let alone the market actually throwing this up when Yu-Gi-Oh players get all their product in. Yu-Gi-Oh players, backpack vendors, regular vendors, and of course store owners who are going to be cracking this and throwing this on the market. Some store owners are doing it with the ability of pre-orders. Some don't have the ability of pre-orders, and they're going to be throwing it on the market, and they have a massive quantity. So once again, guys, please don't be foolish and load up your Dual Overload singles. You are going to lose your shirt if you're going to be buying sealed Dual Overload. You're going to lose your shirt if you open that sealed, sort it, and throw it on the market for singles. It's just, I don't know, it's just not a lot of money to be made within this set. Warrior Immolation from TP7 has a $12 current market price, and there's one lightly played for 180. I'm sorry, 6 lightly played for 180. And then there's another 6 lightly played near mint for $250. The funniest part about this card is, if you go way back in one of my videos, I did a buyout video in which I brought out Warrior Elimination. I explained the process of doing a buyout in case anyone wanted to know. Me and a couple of other paisanos got together. I posted on the Facebook group. I told everybody exactly what I was doing, and then I did exactly what I was going to do, and I threw the video up. And the reason why I said it is because this card should not be expensive. But then again, it came out of TP7, so it's super old. It's a super rare, which was a higher rarity than common for TP7. So I do understand when a card has some value. $180? That's just crazy value. Other market watch content creators are going to be copying my content. Make sure to mention that video, because it actually is it's a funny video, because it gives you a glimpse in the value of the card at the time, the value of the card post buyout, both of which is just way lower than the current value of the card even now. That's how crazy the market is. The market is still buying cards. The market is not just a bear market with cards going down in value like in Dual Overload. There is bullish cards. There are cards that have good value. I don't think it should be this card, Lightning Storm, by the way. Lightning Storm at the initial sold with $131 market price is currently $130. The card value is, for the most part, going down. To be honest with you, I think this card price, it might go up even more so, as weird as it sounds, the minute we get a card like Heartbeat Featherduster. If Featherduster comes to 1, I think this card would be a norm in a lot of decks, while we're us seeing be like 2 Heartbeat Featherduster, 1 Heartbeat Featherduster, and 2 Lightning Storms. That could be a thing that's more normal. In the OCG, it's kind of normal, and here, I'm going to be surprised if that becomes the case. But the card is very high in price, and I don't like this high price point of this card. Then again, Ignition Assault was not that big of a blockbuster set. IP Masquerade is going to be going down in value. This is a fact. Looking at the current market price of the card, it's roughly around $44. Name and Unlimiteds are holding roughly around $42. If you want a first edition version, that's around $43. When Master Duel 5 coming out, I don't think IP Masquerade is as strong as a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are seeing it as. It's a formula synchron for links that has an added effect to protect your monster that you used to link someone with. I think it's a decent card. I'm not too crazy about this card in Master Duel 5. I'm only one of these. If I was you guys and you have multiple copies, sell all but one. Always keep one, never hold the rest. I think this card's going to be getting reprints soon as well in the Mega 10s. And if we don't have no Yu-Gi-Oh events from now to the Mega 10s, well, that's going to make this card's value look pretty awkward. And then we have VDDs. So I think in Master Duel 5, we have to start looking at the decks immediately. Without us having YCS Charlotte, we're not going to have no way from going here, aiming to dual overload, up until Master Duel 5. We're not going to have that easy transition. We're going to be going from the meta all the way into Master Duel 5. So be ready for having a Master Duel 5 deck. And there's a bunch of good ones out there. We have Lunalights, DDDs, Shadows, Burning Abyss. There are tons of great decks in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! For Master Duel 5. And if you don't have DDDs, they're relatively cheap right now. I don't know if they'll be cheap if they top an event. But looking at them right now, relatively inexpensive. Pot of Extravagance out of Savage Strike with a $94 market price. Currently, right now, super special awesome cards listed, two of them at $80. There's a first edition version still roughly around $87, but nevertheless still lower than the current $94 price point. Why? Because even though this is a phenomenal card, it's going to be getting a reprint. Now a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are topping with decks that use Pot of Extravagance, and the market does not have is not being confident in this card. We don't have a good control deck. We don't have a good deck at all right now. So I don't think there's any real reason to hold, Pot of Extravagance. A card that I think is really good and highly underrated for Master Duel 5 is this card, Psychic Wielder. Added Savage Strike Solo Print with a $5.50 market price. Unlimited copies are $5.50. First edition copies are also $5.50. Why is this card so dirt cheap, you ask? Well, you see, this card is trash right now. But in Master Duel 5, it's an Earth Tuner level 3 that you can special summon if you already control a level 3 monster. It also has the added effect, if it was used as a single material, you can target one card on the field with less attack than a single monster and destroy it. This card's pretty good. If this card said, if you control a rank 3, I think it would see play in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! If it said rank 4, definitely see play. But this card's good nevertheless. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players passed this card up when they first saw it because we're currently in Master Duel 4. Entering into Master Duel 5, this is probably one of the most underrated cards right now. I'm dead serious. I'm shocked why this card is so dirt cheap. I'm shocked why nobody else has talked about it. I'm shocked why this card is not being placed in any Master Duel 5 deck. But this card is really good. And to see us moving into Master Duel 5, I think this card is a must-have card. I don't know if it's a one-of, I don't know, 2 or 3, or it's going to get hit by the banners in Master Duel 5. But this card's insane, and I think it will definitely see play. Also, it's Psychic, so decks that are looking to run any kind of like E-Telly, hopefully E-Telly comes off at like 2 or 3. But even at 1, if decks run E-Telly, this card is looking really good right now. I'm dead serious. I don't know why nobody got this at all. Like, this card's insane. Appaloosa Bowl of Gods, everyone was saying is going to be going down in value. I think that's incorrect. Appaloosa Bowl of Gods currently at $118 market price. Name and first editions are roughly around $110. This card will still maintain a relatively high price point because even in Master Duel 5, this card's absolutely broken. There are no synchros that allow you to negate equal to the number of things on them. We could really say Borlo Savage Dragon, I guess. But Borlo Savage Dragon is a once per turn effect, which is not that good. And also, it's still good, but it's $40 right now. So Yu-Gi-Oh players that don't own Borlo Savage Dragon, that do own Appaloosa, do not get rid of your Appaloosa Borlo Savage Dragon. You need both of these cards. And I think looking at Master Duel 5 and looking at all the decks that can't spam in the field will go into this card. And then continue to do whatever they want to do. If you could go Appaloosa Bowl of the Goddess with a Borlo Savage Dragon, that's a pretty damn good board. A board in which can add a lot of things. Except Dark Ruler no more. And they put in a Monster Spear mode. But besides that, a lot of things. Looking at Black Soldier Soldier Chaos, this is another phenomenal link in Master Duel 5. This card's insane. With a $58 market price, the current value name and first edition is roughly around $61 for this card. The reason why I like this card so much because this card's special ability that was the reason why it was so broken It allows you to be unaffected by card effects if you use a level 7 or higher monster. In Master Duel 5, bringing out a level 7 or higher monster is even easier than it is currently right now in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! The reason why this card went up in value initially, if you guys forgot already, is because of my baby's Thunder Dragons. I love that deck. Thunder Dragons is the reason why this card went up in value. And I do think in Master Duel 5, hopefully we do get more Thunder Dragons coming back. But realistically speaking, I think we're looking at other decks that can abuse this card, bring this card out. And especially with the fact that you don't need to have Link Stone set up in Master Duel 5, it is still cool to see it bringing out BLS and saying BLS brought out with its effect, and its effect is pretty damn broken. As a Link 3, yeah, this card's still gonna be around, 100%. Potter's Eyes is doing exactly what I knew it was going to do, and what we talked about was going to do, what, a week ago, I believe? The card went insanely high in value. The market price is still showing to be about $120, and it's roughly around $90 in the market. It's doing exactly what I said it was going to do. The card is gonna go up, go down, and notice, by the way, when this card first spiked, it was roughly around $57 to $58. And the settle price of this card is going to be roughly around, there it is right there, $90. I think it can even sell to $80 if you want my honest opinion. But this card is so amazing. And it's not going to be hitting the ban list. So what's going to happen the minute we get a meta deck that uses Pod Desires? Correct. It's going to be going up in value, Paisanos. It's going to be spiking. It goes up, comes back down, seller price is higher than original price point, goes up, comes back down, seller price is higher than original, up and into the point where this card, replenishing this card in the market is going to be a task. And if you have this card, it's going to be way more than what you had when you had it initially when it first was $58. So once again, this card's going to go up and go down. If you want to sell it, you could. I don't think you should, because it's going to be going up again. It's inevitable. Also, looking at Thunder Dragon Colossus Ultimate Rare at OTS Tournament Pack 10, I mean, the market's confident about this card. The card has a market price of $25, and we're seeing it roughly around $27 right now. After a couple of copies, the card hits about $30 to $35 for Thunder Dragon Colossus Ultimate Rare. And I think this card can come back to 1. I don't think that nobody will argue in Master Duel 5 seeing Colossus at 1. Looking at OCG and how their list is, Colossus is at 1. I wouldn't be surprised if Colossus comes back to 1. I know a lot of you players are going to be commenting, V, no, ban all Thunder Dragons. But I really do think this card can come back to 1, and it'll be a good mediator. As of right now, we do not have 0 good control decks in Master Duel 5. If you're playing Ultigeist in Master Duel 5, you are the man. Got hashtag Geist Gang for life. But hashtag not getting wrecked with Geist in Master Duel 5. Because you absolutely will. You have to play some wonky cards, main deck, game 1, hopefully going first. Because if you go second with Geist in Master Duel 5, you're looking at a multiple negate board that you more than likely cannot break unless you're playing something like Spear Mode or Dark Rule No More. Basically, a going second variant of Geist is the only way to survive with Geist in Master Duel 5. And that's not really the way you want to have it. That's not really the meta you want to be in. Playing in Master Duel 5. I don't think it's going to be working out as good as it was going second variants within Master Duel 4. Other decks like Guru Control is also decent in Master Duel 5. You got to play once again, you got to play a lot of wonky cards, and it doesn't really work too good with the deck. And I do think a deck like Thunder Dragons can be that weird control. Once again, it's an aggressive, it's a mid-range control deck. That's basically what Thunder Dragons was back when we had multiple Colossus. The deck didn't try to kill you as fast as possible. It tried to control you, limited the amount of plays you can do, and then kill you. And that's basically how every control deck works. If you look at it currently right now in the game, all the guys, Gurus, they want to limit the amount of cards you can do and then kill you. Thunder Dragons basically was the same principle, but with bigger bodies on them. And I think looking at Master Duel 5, we're going to see either, whether it be Thunder Dragons or another deck, have that same principle. Controls is going to be modified, I think, in Master Duel 5 to be the decks that's going to be, I'm going to control your board as fast as possible and then kill you. Or if I'm going second, I'm going to have enough resources to go around your board, limit what you can do, and then break your board and then proceed to kill you once again. So I think that's going to be the new kind of meta for control. I think that's the way controllers are going to be looking. If you're a control player and not looking in that direction, I think you're doing it wrong. Mid-range is always mid-range, but mid-range control is going to be a new type of control when I talk about control moving forward. And then there's combo. Combo's still going to be around Master Duel 5, and it's going to be even easier to make a combo deck that can play around Nibiru, which I think is going to be, in my opinion, boys, I think it might get shelved to the side deck. But then again, that's the meta right now. That's what we're looking in for now for Master Duel 5. We're not having no mid-meta in which we're in dual overload, but we're not in Master Duel 5, but we got all these cards that are going to be used in Master Duel 5. That's not happening. The YCS postponed, but luckily Hartford will be postponed. Unfortunately, I really wish these events are not. I would love to go and play Yu-Gi-Oh events, But at the same time, it does make sense what Konami is doing. I really wish Konami, and hopefully Konami finds a way to put in practice to put preventive measures at their events for this virus. But until that practice is done fully efficiently, they're more than likely going to be canceling events. Double check your regionals and stay safe, Paisanos. Your boy Veen. You Paisanos have a great day.